my dear students. I hope all of you are fit and fine. Today we will be discussing the questions and their answers from the chapter How Doth the Little Crocodile. This video is going to be a short one because as after completing the chapter we generally in a video discuss the answers of most of the questions, and some questions are deliberately left for you so that you can learn how to frame. You can practice. Actually you have already learned, I hope, I believe you practice the process of framing answers on your own. That is why. And about this particular chapter I would like to say, please note down it. Please just keep it in mind, okay, that your rhyme scheme, you are learning this thing for the first time. Okay, in this standard you are learning to find out the rhyme scheme of particular poem. I mean the whole thing regarding rhyme scheme, you are learning this for the first time. And the students who have no idea what a rhyme scheme is and who continuously skip the live classes, all the video classes and everything, you please watch the previous video. You will have at least a little idea, I hope, about rhyme scheme, and do remain present in the live classes so that you can have a better idea, or you can ask any doubt that you have regarding rhyme scheme or any other thing. Okay, what was I saying? Yes, as you are learning this thing, rhyme scheme, for the first time in this standard, so I have decided to suggest you that you just go through or you just not remember, you just try to find out the rhyme scheme of How Doth the Little Crocodile, this particular poem, because the other poems that have been mentioned in the exercise and the poem Against Idleness and Mischief, most of the poems, I am not saying all of them, most of the poems, they have a complex rhyme scheme. I mean they are not so much easy like How Doth the Little Crocodile. Okay, so this is my suggestion for now. For particularly pre-annual examination, you just learn to, don't memorize, you also learn the process to find out the rhyme scheme. Okay, so that if another stanza is given to you, you will be able to write down the rhyme scheme of that stanza also. But right now it will be okay for you, it will be enough for you to understand the rhyme scheme of How Doth the Little Crocodile. Okay, and the students who have already solved all the rhyme schemes of all the given poems, no problem, very good. But this was just a suggestion. And another thing is, you will find in today's study material most of the answers, but some questions have been left as usual. But this time I have not left them for you to for frame answers or anything like that. Actually my suggestion is, when you are preparing your answers, especially long answers, you just prepare the answers from How Doth the Little Crocodile. Actually other poems I am not going to ask you to to understand them so much. I mean I'm not going to ask you to go through each and every word of other poems, because if you learn 5 or 6 poems from a single chapter, the main poem will be lost from your head. Okay, so I have talked a lot, but this was important. I hope you got my point. And if you want to frame the answers, then okay. Other than that, you just solve MCQ things and you just have an idea, a good, a clear idea about both the poems, but solve the answers, long answers from How Doth the Little Crocodile. Okay, and against idleness and mischief, the short questions, important questions, I will be discussing in the live class, and I will be providing them in the response sheet also. Okay, so about theme, some students were confused which theme they wanted, the theme of Against Idleness and Mischief, or the theme of How Doth the Little Crocodile. So I have chosen to provide you with the theme of How Doth the Little Crocodile, because This particular poem I have mentioned in your pre-annual syllabus, so you need to put greater importance on this poem. Okay, remember this, but go through the poem Against Idleness and Mischief as well. Okay, because they are connected, that is why. So go through the theme. Okay, I am going through the theme once so that you don't face any problem regarding the handwriting. In this poem, Lewis Carroll apparently describes a little crocodile which seems to have a shiny body and a cheerful grin that welcomes little fishes inside his jaws. Actually, through the portrayal of Crocodile, he wants to convey the message that appearances can be deceptive. Just like the deceptive predatory crocodile who is actually eating the fishes, there are many persons who, with their flattering appearance, try to trap others or trick others, whatever you want to use. But we should always remember that everything that glitters is not gold. So this is basically the theme, the apparent meaning and the deeper message that the poet wants to convey. Oh, another thing, as I always say, if you find any mistake regarding spelling or any sentence formation, it happens now while writing it, sometimes it happens. So do inform me in the live class today or on the next day, no problem. But do inform me if any rectification is needed. And another thing though, as I always say, that it is literature, so if you have any other idea to add, or if you find something that we should not mention this, I guess, but you should have a proper logic. Your idea should have proper logic. You just can't utter rubbish, right? We never can utter rubbish about any topic. We should have a logic. We should establish our idea. Only after that it will be accepted. Okay, the idea should be right and logical, both. And the rhyme scheme is A B A B C D C D. Don't just memorize, try to understand also. Otherwise, I can trap you. Anyway, the first one that I have answered the question is question number 2. Read the lines given below and answer the questions that follow. My book is here, that's why I am looking at the direction. How doth the little... Oh no, sorry. Question number 2B. Okay, not 2A. How neatly spread his claws and welcome little fishes in. The first question is, which words tell us that the crocodile is preparing to attack? The words quote unquote spread his claws tell us that the crocodile is preparing to attack. From the given lines, we have to choose the words, so the words are these. Now the second question is, does the crocodile really welcome little fishes? What does he do? What do you think? No, the crocodile doesn't really welcome the fishes. Rather, he quietly lures them by deceiving them. We all know, we all have understood this. Okay, the next question is, 2B number 3. What expression does the crocodile have while he is doing so? The crocodile appears to be cheerful as he grins and opens his jaw. So he appears to be cheerful. That is the main point. Okay, and the other things though are, we have to mention so that the description becomes proper. Next, I have provided the answer of question number 4. As I said, we are going to prepare long answers. Long means descriptive answers from How Doth the Little Crocodile only. Question number 4. The crocodile in the first stanza of Carroll's poem is so likable that we almost forgot that it is a wild beast. Pick words from the poem that build this image of the crocodile. Okay, I am not reading this answer. You go through the poem, find out the words, and then try to match your answer with mine, and do let me know if you have any new collection or anything of that sort. Now question number 5. Why do you think Lewis Carroll chose to draw up a parody of Against Idleness and Mischief? How effective or funny is the parody according to you? Okay, first thing that I would like to say here, that don't get terrified seeing the size of the answer. From this particular answer you can frame various answers, like what is a parody, that to have the definition of parody has been given in your book. But the thing that has not been mentioned about parody is, generally parody is used by the author or poet to mock or to provide a satire uh, against the previous writer whose parody he is making, okay, whose style he or she is using. Okay, so that thing has been included in this in my answer. And from this particular answer you will find two answers. The two questions has have been mentioned in this particular question, of question number uh, 5, and both the answers you will find in this long answer. So don't get terrified. When I will give you any question, you need to read the question and you need to understand, okay, I need to mention this much, and you need to mention that only, okay, not the whole answer. So try to understand that, learn to understand how much you need to mention for which question. Okay, so the question that you have already heard, you can go through once. How doth the Little Crocodile, a parody of the moralistic poem against idleness and mischief by words, is both funny and appropriate, as it brings about the contrast between the hard-working bee and deceptive crocodile in a clever and amusing way. I hope you have understood this. A parody is meant to ridicule the original by mimicking its style, and here this is exactly what Lewis Carroll does. So this thing I wanted to say, that here in a parody the tone of ridiculing someone, that is actually inherent, but that is not mentioned in the definition given in your book. You can search it in internet and you can be assured about it, but this is a part of parody. This is generally a part of parody. Okay, how can you find it here? Watts' poem begins with the line, "How doth the little busy bee," and it is clear how Carroll maintains almost the same sequence of words, simply changing the subject from bee to crocodile. Watt uses bee as a model of hard work, and hence it has a positive connotation in the poem, but Carroll uses the crocodile's characteristics of deception and predation to give it a negative connotation. So the style remains intact, only the subject changes from bee to crocodile, and the nature also is changed, totally opposite. One is very much loyal towards his life, hardworking, loyal towards its lifestyle, I would say. He is not like the bee, she is not like relaxing and earning everything. Whereas crocodile, he is relaxing, I would say, but his brain is not relaxing. He is using his brain, and he is by deceiving, by his deceitful nature, trapping others inside his mouth. Okay. Besides Alice, that has been mentioned in the book. Go through that paragraph mentioned before the poem. Okay. Besides, Alice may have been taught to recite the poem written by Watts. We have already learned from the book that at that time the poem by Watts, that was really, really famous, and everyone remembered that poem by heart. But Alice could not remember it. Why? Why does Lewis Carroll describe things in this way in Alice in Wonderland? Why? Okay, besides, Alice may have been taught to recite the poem written by Watts, but she is unable to recall it. Why? This probably indicates that you cannot be sure, you can just assume. This probably indicates that Against Idleness and Mischief, quote unquote, is not a great literary work, rather a poem that has been written just for moral purposes and not for amusement. If it was intended for children like you, then and then Lewis Carroll at least has doubt how much it is able to entertain or give amusement to children. Rather, it just teaches some moral values, according to him, not according to me. Okay, my perspective here doesn't matter actually, because we are writing answer on the basis of the parody written by Lewis Carroll. So according to him, maybe it was not that much a great work. That is why Alice could not remember it. It was not worth remembering. Okay, maybe it is indicating this fact. If you want, if you have any counterpoint, you can tell me in the live class. We will have a good discussion, as we always have. Thus, this parody is quite effective to bring out the ironical situation that Alice is in, and it also explains her confused state, because she was confused about her identity now. So that was ironical, obviously. I would like to remind you that if you study things from internet or somewhere else, you are going to find, because I was also studying so many things, I found that so many answers are providing about Alice. Okay, Alice was in this state or that state, which information has not been mentioned in your book. I hope you remember that I have said 1,000 times that you cannot frame your answer on the basis of the information. I am saying information, I am not saying thoughts. Thought-based answers are different, where you have to provide your thoughts, you have to provide your concepts. I am not saying things about that. I am saying you cannot frame your answer, the entire answer, on the basis of the facts that have not been given in your book. Remember this, otherwise you are not going to get marks for that. Okay, remember this. Any fact that has not been mentioned in your book, if you suddenly say that Alice was lazy or Alice was idle, I will not give you mark, because how will you prove it? From another book? No, I will go through the textbook only. It has not been mentioned in your book. I know you are going to find this information in many sites. I know you will study from there, but don't mention such facts which have not been mentioned in your book. Remember. Okay, now the last one that I have provided, that is the main idea of How Doth the Little Crocodile is that appearances can be deceptive. Do you agree? Justify your answer. So I was thinking that I should leave this for you. Then I thought I should give you an answer so that you can get an idea, and then obviously you can modify. Yes, appearances can be deceptive, and this fact is amply shown through the poem How Doth the Little Crocodile. The crocodile is known for feasting on their prey while shedding crocodile tears, as if the killing of the prey caused them emotional distress. However, this is not so. Rather, the cheerful look and gentle smile, all these are deceitful and trick the prey into surrendering itself. You can just make it short. The portion that I have already gone through now, you can just make it short. As Carroll describes, the crocodile seems to smile to welcome fish, but the real purpose is to gobble up all the fish in order to satisfy its own appetite. Similarly, people who always praise us or pass flattering remarks are not always genuinely good person. They can trick us or befool us in various ways. Thus, appearances the appearances do not always display the real character of a person. Okay, rectify it. The appearances actually thus appearance doesn't. Okay, I have already uploaded the study material. You just check it and write, thus appearance doesn't always display the real character of a person. Alright, make it correct. Okay, so that's it. Any other query, anything, you can ask me in the live class. Okay, so for now, bye bye.